interest in going back.
I'd like to ask other men this. I'm 62. Do you sometimes have waves of, it might be like, for me, it's waves of inferiority, or because they say the more you know you don't know. And I feel at 62, like I used to think I knew so much. I know Jack, man. Do you feel that way, Stanford? There's so much to learn.
I just feel that I'm glad that I've learned as much as I've learned, and I don't see it as a negative. I don't see how much I missed or anything,
right.
But I'm glad that I've learned to assimilate and be positive in terms of the experience.
I guess maybe this would be the better question. Has time and life humbled you?
I was pretty humbled in the beginning.
Oh, yeah, how?
Yeah, because I came from poor people, and well, there
are arrogant poor people and arrogant rich people. There's very humble rich people.
No,
very humble
but I
people.
remember the first time I'm working for the newspaper, and I go to the Fairmont Hotel.
Yeah.
And the doorman said, "I'd never been in the hotel in my life." Yeah. I go to the doorman. I said, "I have an appointment with one of your guests. May I come in?" And he looked at me like I was crazy. I didn't know it was a public place.
Right.
I didn't know it was a public place. So there's a certain humility in terms of being inexperienced.
Remember little Lord Fauntleroy?
Yes.
Those movies? Nobody ever treated him ill. And I always wondered, it bothered me. How did he do that? Well, it was because he gave honor. He goes, "Hello, sir. Mr. Del Campo, how are you today?" Now, isn't your opinion, like, remember Tiny Tim would call Mr. and Mrs.
He was a weird, odd, freaky duck. But you kind of had this respect for him because he was a Mr. Carson, thank you for having me on the show, whatever it was. And he got married on the Tonight Show. If you give respect, unconditional respect, I think people will return it, won't they?
I think many people like the humility that you have. But there are a lot of very dominant, strong people that they think you're sort of stupid when you act like that.
Well, do you know that I had a gal on from China from California a few years ago, and she said, "What's different here?" She says, "In our country, the more humble you are, the more you will get promotion.
Yes.
Whereas here, if you're humble, they just trample over you."
That's right. There's a lot of truth.
Well, it's two different countries. I mean, humility over there is something that's honored and looked at, not here in the United States. I have a thing I always say: do not mistake my kindness for weakness. I'll be kind all the time, but if you then put me in a corner, it's like the little mouse that roared.
I'm going to kick.
And if
that's not a lack of humility.
No, but I'm saying if we were more like that and just being that way, kind to one another.
Okay, Hemingway said, "Grace in the face of danger," right? Okay. And that means calmness in the face of danger. But that takes a humility to surrender to the moment, not let your emotions rule, and go, "Okay, that lion is charging me. Now, lift the gun. Do not shoot yet. Aim. He's getting awful close. He's going to trample on you. He's going to jump. He's up in the air. Now, go for not the leg. He'll still eat you up. You've got to get the heart. You got to get the head. Boom. And you did it.
Easier said than done, right? That's the problem.
Hemingway also said, heroes lack imagination. They don't think they're going to be killed.
Hey, let's ask you about that. You're a crazy man. Did you eat bugs and stuff on this show?
Did not eat bugs, but I ate where bugs were, like little worms. So you'd scrape them away from the mango.
And that's how you survive.
Coconuts, shellfish.
You mean you caught the actual like shellfish, or you like a clam or something, open it up live and ate it?
No, we cooked it. We were afraid to eat it raw because you never know what
you're going to get. It looks like you're out in the wilderness alone, but there's always a camera crew here.
Always a camera crew, but that's it. There's a camera crew.
Now, are they over there eating Twinkies and steak while you're suffering?
Not. I've never seen one with a bottle of water or anything to eat. They're pretty much verboten for them to do that. So they have nothing on them except their cameras.
I haven't heard that word in a long time. Wow.
It's a German word, I believe, right?
Well, I haven't heard that since I was like, I don't know, 20 years ago. Very good. So, wait a minute, are you saying that it's sort of like an obligatory thing for the crew to suffer along with you?
They don't suffer because they can eat at the end of the day. They have refreshments wherever they go to do that.
We got to take a break. Yep. Put on the Survivor theme. We're going to exit now. Joe Del Campo will be live on TV tonight at 8 o'clock. We'll come back with more. We also have Stanford Erickson. Today's broadcast brought to you by Route 60 Hyundai and Center for Advanced Eye Care.
Here, across the street.
I forgot you were going to play that. Oh, well. Sorry. Sound good.
My neighbor just sent this to me, across the street from you. Here, you got any blinders? Right across the street.
Nancy,
Massage.
listen, massage service
Yeah.
right across the street from the studio.
That's
Oh, I heard
Joe wants you.
Okay, no gentlemen,
Yes,
nobody move. Everybody stay where you're seated.
Oh, you got it going? We're on YouTube now. Things are, now.
That's great.
I tried to get us on Facebook and it wouldn't let me set up our. Oh, by the way, be careful what you say, because when we're live there, that means we're live even during the break.
Okay.
So you don't want to talk about that affair you've been having with them.
Anyway,
Remember, don't talk about that murder, you guys.
Joe
It is.
recommended that if you're looking for massage.
Survivor, he goes, Bixby says, Vancouver, ? Scary, S-H-I-T, man. Grizzlies, wolves, mountain lions, holy crap, he's listening right now. But you weren't up in Vancouver.
No, we were in
He
Cambodia.
must be,
Snakes. And
we'll
things
tell him
like
when we
that.
come back. Now, let me try to go live here on live video. Preview. What's going on?
I would absolutely agree with you on that, and I also.
Oh, go live. They've changed it now again. 3, 2, 1. We are live in the studio. Except you're out of focus. Get in focus there, Stanford. I think I need to go get a new iPhone though. This is Joe Del Campo.
Hi, folks.
And you will see him tonight, 8 o'clock.
Yes, on CBS. Survivor.
Survivor! 72 years of age. Okay, you guys, come on in. Here they are.
Hi, I'm Bruce.
Hi, Bruce Stanford.
Hey, Stanford, and this is Nikki.
Oh, this is Nikki. Hi, Nikki.
Joe.
Nice to
Hey,
meet you.
Joe.
How do you do?
I'm so glad to meet
Joe's on Survivor tonight. 72 years of age on Survivor tonight.
Good.
Yeah.
Good, I'm proud of you.
And this is I don't know who this guy is. Who's this guy? My adopted brother there.
Yeah, man, Bronson Cash.
And he's a Grammy Award winning artist, singer songwriter. Yeah.
Well, you guys stay here.
Matter of fact, yeah. Why don't you sit down there and why don't you get your guitar? No, you get your guitar and sit there.
Yeah, okay. Well, I came
You
all
can-
dressed up today. Did you
That's good. Well,
Traveling.
you're not only on here on Facebook Live, you're also live on YouTube and stuff where this thing goes.
Hey, that's cool.
So watch what you say when we're off air, because
Oh, yeah, because we're so nasty when we're not.
Hi.
wow.
Here I am amongst the
Okay,
celebrities.
so, all right.
Yeah, well, that's
Well,
where
I'll
amongst
go-
you're a
I'll
celebrity.
go and.
Yeah.
Thank
You have
you.
to show
Okay,
them your,
We're got a friend of mine listening in London, England, right now. London, England, watching us on Facebook.
Tell them.
I told you about that. See, it's amazing, this
Hello,
Facebook stuff.
London.
Good.
Hello, London.
You
How are
know,
you doing now?
My maiden name's Parker.
Yes. Good morning, Susan.
Good morning.
Good morning to my other friend, the graphic artist whose name I can't pronounce now. Anyway, so Joe, so you had to eat bugs?
No, we didn't eat bugs. We ate a lot of coconuts and shellfish that we caught on our own. They gave us
Really?
no food.
Did
I
you?
lost 20 pounds.
Oh, you lost
Or about
25?
10 kilos-ish, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, so what I want to do was, when I do live radio like this, it's really, I don't belong in the studio like this. I
Right.
belong with one person
Mhm.
and just me, and that's it. And that's where I shine. Of course, that's what the experts say. Okay. So this is throwaway radio
Right.
that we're going to do here today.
Okay.
Okay. But I want to get together with you in the next, either today or we'll figure out our schedules. I want to do an intimate one-on-one recorded interview with
I
you.
understand. Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. It's a whole different,
Yes.
whatever happens when that happens. And I can focus in on you and not do this crazy, ha ha ha.
But that's the way your
stupid stuff.
show is, fun and crazy.
Well, it
Right?
is when we're live.
Okay.
It is.
So hello, Nikki.
Hi, Rhett.
I love you, Nikki.
I missed you.
Oh, and it's such a coincidence that you have a brand new book that you've written. Last night, I'm talking on the phone. Are we going to get together before they go back to Tennessee? Where is it?
Tennessee.
Where do you live?
Tennessee.
Where?
Tennessee.
What city? Oh, you
Where?
can't say, I
What
guess.
city?
Well, it's near Memphis.
Oh, near Memphis. Okay.
Mhm.
And this is the guy I mentioned. Who's going to be on your show tomorrow? And I said Stanford Erickson, former White House correspondent. And you went,
what?
oh, he just edited my book. How did he, who you never met, How did you end up editing her book?
Well, your friend Jerry said.
Jerry Lamoth?
I don't know Jerry's last name.
Who's
Yeah.
Jerry?
Well, Jerry from your Bible study.
Oh, little Jerry, the veteran Jerry.
Yes.
Oh, he introduced
Okay,
you.
it's funny because I actually had written that. I actually shortened that from a longer marriage book and
Really?
sent it into a women's group. And she said, I'm going to give it to an editor. So when Stanford contacted me, I thought he was the editor. And so I just said, okay, thanks. That's all I said to him. And so we hardly said a word to each other as it went back and forth.
Why do you give so much?
I
Like,
did
you
it
know,
for the glory
he
of
just
God.
edited a book for me.
I do it for the glory of God. That's what I do.
He actually just got me a new client. That's going to be, we won't divulge that quite yet, but that's very exciting and something that's going to add real content to the show.
But it was a difficult book to edit. Number one, she's so vulnerable and honest. So it's difficult when you're going and you have someone who's that vulnerable and honest.
Yeah.
And vulnerability always draws in readers. But so is just, I'm going through the pain that you went through when you're editing. So that was a difficult thing. But she also writes like she talks, and I'm certain she'd be an excellent speaker.
Now that's what I'm thinking. Now listen, in my spirit, that's what did you think that?
No,
When you
she's
confirmed
a
that?
spectacular.
You are, I hate to tell you this. I mean, I don't, but you are going to be in front of some crowds. You are going to, I think you're going to give a lot of healing to couples. Well, first of all, you have a marvelous marriage.
Yes, we do.
How many years?
34 this month.
34 this month.
And she only looks 34 too.
No, that is weird. I just saw the oldest guy in the world, 110, on a video. If you go to be on Facebook, folks, you can view it. And he gives the 5 things that he eats. One is garlic, the other is olive oil, chocolate, and I forget what the other 2 are.
I love chocolate, dark chocolate.
Listen, look at her. Now look at, I'm going to go close. Most women don't want
You
to
go
go.
too close.
This lady, old guy, this lady.
You are my age.
I know, don't remind me. And look at her. How come you don't have wrinkles?
Chocolate. No, it's the Lord.
It's me.
It
man.
is the Lord.
She's married to me, pal.
And this guy here is, we still race each other to the mailbox. I mean, I'll trick him though. He'll go out the garage on
Shane?
him and I'll go out the front door.
Shane, I'm sorry, did you want something? Shane, come back, Shane.
There's a link on your Facebook page to the YouTube video.
Oh, come on, that's cool. So they're watching on my Facebook page now? It goes
If they go to your Facebook page, I posted the link to the YouTube page. So it's not posted on it's posted on
I
your
see
page,
the
but
link.
it's posted by me to your page.
Oh, but they're not watching on Facebook at this point. They can go through Facebook and
Yes,
watch
if they
it.
go to Facebook and click on the link that I posted, it'll pull up YouTube.
Okay.
And then they can watch the YouTube video with sound.
Okay, are we coming in with the Survivor theme again? Okay. Well, hello. Oh, what happened to beautiful Nikki? She transformed into this dude.
She went to get
I
some
mean, I
coffee.
want to make sure I'm friendly.
How you doing?
You said it was.
Doing well, my brother.
My brother from another mother.
That's right. That's my big brother right there.
We went out to the Tides. Tell everybody how good the Tides was.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
I told you how to
Wasn't
get the
it?
camera on it.
No,
I'll get
the filet mignon.
Best
You
filet
cut it
mignon
with your
I've ever
fork.
had. Yeah, I
Oh,
did.
it's the best filet mignon you ever had.
I've ever had.
I'm telling you.
You meet Claudia there?
Yes.
Oh,
isn't she a nice
great. Oh,
person?
really nice.
She's beyond nice.
Yeah.
I love you, Claudia. Somebody tell Claudia that I said I love her today. Not my ex, Claudia. This is Claudia.
No,
I
no,
love her
she's
too. But
delightful
this is
person.
Claudia, who seats you at the. She's one of the owners at the
One of the
time.
owners.
Here we go.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna go live.
Oh my God.
Are you playing Survivor theme or no?
Where-
Cambodia.
No, I could not pull that up in the 10 seconds I had.
Show 6 will be.
Okie dokie. Let me know when you find it, sir. But good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Guys, show,
hey,
man.
guys.
Come on.
Okay, we're on live.
Hi.
We're on. I mean, we've been on live on Facebook, but now we're live on radio, so we're supposed to act, I don't know, better or something, right? Anyway, we have Stanford Erickson in here today, former White House correspondent. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Nice to be with these people.
And it's nice that we
Wonderful.
can be jovial, but there are other things going on subconsciously. But anyway, we say hi to Joe Del Campo.
Good morning, listeners.
Hey, can we have a round of applause for Mr. Joe Del Campo?
CBS star.
Yes, CBS star on
8
Survivor.
p.m. this evening.
Pardon me?
8 p.m. on
Eastern.
CBS.
Oh, 8 p.m.
Eastern Standard
Okay,
Time.
tonight.
Well, no, daylight savings time, right? It's
Well,
it's
Eastern.
the same, yeah.
Whatever.
Eastern.
No argument.
California 6 p.m. I guess.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah, for 7.
it's really cool because you were in here, what, 10 years ago?
No,
7 years
2 years
ago?
ago. 2 years
No,
ago.
you been in this studio?
Absolutely.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
I was wondering today if you were going to, I thought, because I remember you coming down to the
Well,
old
that was the
studio.
old, wow, that was back in the old days.
Nah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought, I hope he doesn't go down there because once in a while, someone will go to the old studio and go, they drive, it's like, 20 minutes south.
Now, I knew you came up in the world. We have this beautiful, gorgeous studio.
Well, you know who's responsible for this? That gal that I met on Match.com.
Barbara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's the one who said, well, this is what was happening. I was going out to that studio, and then, Jody was working with us. Then she'd come to the house every day. I mean, at 8:30 in the morning, she's upstairs, and then one time I look out and there's 9 cars out there with all these visitors. And she said, this is not professional. It's not a good image for you. And plus, you can't have all these people in your house. So she said, we got to get a place to rent. And I wanted to go over to that Miracle Mile Plaza, and thank God we did. We came with, well, let's go over here.
Right.
No, I don't want to go over here. Let's go over here. And this is a delightful location,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
It really is.
The old place, we had styrofoam cups to drink coffee. Look at these. We have
Hey,
real cups
Yeah.
now. Vero's
Yeah,
Voice.
Vero's Voice. You too can have a Vero's Voice cup. Send in your $59.95 today. We'll mail you 10 of them.
And we have Beverly as a hostess. Wow.
Yeah, now that's class, baby.
What a fun job. I'm
She
enjoying.
came on as an author,
Right.
and I don't know what happened, how that all happened, but she's our guest concierge.
Well, if you read her book, she's a groupie for radio hosts.
Oh, stay
That
up
was-
there.
I see. I haven't read her book yet. Oh boy,
I may
now
be leaving.
now I'm waiting with bated breath. Well, yes, she's a killer. You know why? Well, is it okay if I say that?
Okay.
Okay. Her husband died when they were engaged in making
That's
love.
enough. That's enough.
Well,
Still has a gorgeous face. What are you, 45, 50 max?
Oh, wow, you're way off, but that's okay. Thank you. Thank you.
But
All right,
we,
so-
we also have someone very famous here.
oh, that guy, the Grammy Award-winning
Whatever,
artist.
forget about
He's
it.
on here all the
Hey,
time.
I have so many questions for Joe. Like,
Yeah.
you've been interviewing him for
Yeah.
a while?
Yeah.
No, he's been talking as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like,
Let's get into the
how
interview.
did you get into, how did you make the cut?
Yeah. How
Well,
did you get in
the
there?
reason 5,000-ish people apply each
Right.
season, and they hadn't had a guy over 70
5,000?
years old since show 1. So that was Rudy Bosch, former Navy SEAL. He and
I watched the
he and I are
first couple of
buds.
years.
I
Really?
remember him.
Yeah.
You're friends now?
Yeah, he's 88 now.
Where'd you
Rudy.
live?
He lives in Virginia Beach, Virginia, up there.
Oh, man.
So
Hey,
he
we get
said,
him on
"Hey,
the phone.
Joe."
We could get him on the phone.
I don't know. He's got a cell phone. He's in a assisted living community right now. But anyway, he's getting up there.
Yeah.
So he said, Joe, they haven't had a guy over
That's young
70
here, by
since
the
me.
way.
And he said, why don't you apply? So I was 71.
Yeah.
So obviously the producers liked it and they liked what I had to say. My background, I'm a retired FBI guy, former Navy guy and stuff like
Oh,
that.
that's
So
so cool.
that was it.
Yeah, Nikki's brother is a retired FBI guy.
No.
Yeah.
How old was
Hi,
he
Ed
now?
Parker.
He just retired.
Oh, he's a young boy then.
Yeah.
Okay. I retired 20
Yeah,
years ago. This coming
Yeah,
May.
but see, he doesn't look maybe
Like me.
a couple of years older than you.
Thank you very much.
It is
That's
amazing.
very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Clean living.
So
That's
there's 5,000 people at audition.
Not audition,
Because you're-
send in-
so instead of
send
your
in
age-
tapes.
Instead of your age working against you, it worked for you.
Absolutely. I think that's the reason I got on.
And just
Plus, you're in shape.
yeah.
Well, that was it, I think, because physically, and then we had to send a 3-minute tape of who we are. So in that tape, not only did I have a talking head, but I showed them physically what I could do, climbing cargo ladders and flipping those big giant tires over, lifting weights. But then I said, okay, you could do that, maybe win 1 or 2 challenges, but can you communicate and listen to all these younger people? And that was the big challenge, being able to talk to
man.
people. Well, being able to talk to young people, 20s and 30s. I'm 72.
What is
Most
the-
guys
did
that
you-
age
Right,
can't.
Did you have to learn some of the new lingo?
No, with no lingo.
No,
it's
that's
just,
not that.
the wonderful thing is, I was a hostage negotiator, so I knew how to talk to
A
people who were
hostage negotiation. Oh, in real life.
in real life who were in life or death situations. I certainly could talk to somebody who had a little sand in their pants, and were hungry. That's nothing.
Yeah.
So I was able to do that, and that was it. So
That's so good.
I
Well,
can't
I
say.
hope you win.
Well, I can't say anything
I know,
about how
I know.
I'd
far
like to
or
say
anything,
this
but-
though, on behalf of all people that are a little older.
Right.
First of all, I was asking this morning, I asked both of you guys, I believe I'm a better man than I was 10 years ago and a lot better than 20 years ago. Okay, so now here's it. This lady is in fact a senior citizen. So she's a volunteer. She's our guest coordinator, and everybody sings praise. I mean, to the point where Barbara wants her to go out and be our advocate and maybe get more business, more than people have come along who wanted to be salespeople. The point is, she says she's going to show up. She shows up, and she shows up, and she never admonishment, never was disappointed her not showing up. We're disappointed when she's not here, when your son came down a little bit, but that was great, and you brought him in here. But my point is this. Any CEO listening, this is a big secret. If I was running a fast food, anything that's labor intensive, it's very difficult today because people come and go. The senior citizens, motivation is not money. The motivation is they learned after a year and a half of playing golf, I don't want this. This is death. I want to do something. Am I right?
Yes, this is living. That's important.
Because you say all the time, I get to meet so many interesting people here.
Okay. Very stimulating. I took your pictures, everybody.
And then when she leaves here, she volunteers at the museum. Then when she's not at the museum, she volunteers over at the hospital. So, to you, this is really an amazing thing. You're like a poster child, Joe. So,
Thank you.
and if I was your new manager, which I've got the papers all ready for you to sign today, seriously, people, you made it onto the show because I didn't know till this moment that you were I remember I used to watch that show. What was he, Rudy? What was the guy's name?
Bosch. Boesch.
Yeah, but what was his
Former Navy SEAL.
But what did they go? He didn't go by Bosch on the first show.
Rudy. First name.
Rudy. So I watched that show. I watched it, I was married to that show, the first couple of seasons, Survivor. So here you come along and you're the
Second oldest guy. By 6 months, he's gotten me beat.
And now he's 88.
88
So the show's
years
been
old.
going for how many years?
16 years. So it was
Oh
the
my
first.
word.
It was
Somebody
the
shoot
first.
me.
You
First
haven't
reality
introduced your most famous guest here, the Gammy Award.
Oh, he's also an antique.
But I can, I can really relate to what Joe is saying. The millennials, the younger crowd, you have to learn how to influence them, and they're a tough breed. I'm not indicting younger people. I'm just saying that they think differently and they act differently and they have different expectations.
Well, think about this. The thing they had to give up, we had nothing out there, no wristwatches, no cell phones. They're used to having
Sure.
cell
How long?
phones and the whole entire time we're out there.
How long? Days or months?
Well, we're talking about, let's say it's 39 days on the beach, no cell phones for 39, and the
That would kill me,
communication is verbal. It's not texting. So they had to be able to talk.
But Joe, you can actually use that to your advantage.
Absolutely.
Because they're like way out of their comfort zone. The playing field's been leveled.
Yep.
And experience is so important. I had a staff, I had a worship team I had to lead, a bunch of young people, choirs, singers, aspiring artists, worship leaders, and training, equipping, and mentoring them to do their best. They have to trust you first, and you got to get into their head, and they have to believe in you. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a gift, or it's certainly insight that comes with age, which is great.
Well, it used to be, and still is on Survivor, they tried to get rid of the old guy or the old gal. Because normally we're so set in our ways, they're grumpy and all that. Yeah, I could be grumpy too.
Did Rudy get grumpy?
He was just kind of stiff. Rudy
Did you watch the old?
Watch this evening. I get grumpy this evening with Dr. Peter.
Oh, you're going to get grumpy.
Well,
are you allowed to talk about it?
They already showed it as a teaser. They showed it this morning.
So what can you not tell us today on the air?
Well,
anything else?
That's right. You're going to see me put my finger in Dr. Peter's face and saying, "Are you trying to take me out? Don't lie. Don't BS me."
Well, of course he is. There's got to be strategy. There's only one winner and one survivor at the end.
That's right.
Everybody wants to take you out.
Well, that's
what
true.
kind of a question is that?
But you do it without sticking a knife in and turning.
Do you guys? Now I wonder. Now they talk about reality TV. Do they prod you to have contests with each other?
No.
To be mean.
We are left alone. No one speaks to us. We can't speak to the crew, and they don't speak to us. So
they can't speak back.
Nope.
That was like when I went to the Naval Academy.
And then
I sat there with the plebes, and they cannot speak to you unless you speak to them first. Did you know that?
Well, I have a relationship like that with my wife. So can I talk now, darling?
Yeah, I like that.
She's a very determined woman. I know his wife, very nice lady. But anyway, so we have that you forget the cameras are there. So Rhett and I get in a conversation, and we're going to take out whomever. They're there to listen to that and see that. But you forget they could be 10 yards away with a telephoto lens, and it's like right in your face. So you'll talk. You're not doing it for the cameras. Believe me, what you see tonight, I had no idea.
When you come, when the show is over and you can speak freely with me.
Okay.
I really want to do an intimate one-on-one because then we can cover everything. Now, are all the Survivor, like your entire show?
There's 18 people that start.
Okay.
And then
comes down to one.
This year, it's down to 3 people who will be in the final tribal.
Oh, we're in 3 right now.
What? No.
Tonight we're in 3?
No. At the end, we're still You're
not supposed to say that, are you?
Well, no, you'll see. It's either 3 or 2.
So I can't ask you if you're one of the final.
You got to see 3 or 2 people. It's always either 3 or 2 at the final. And
are they like nervous when you're on? Like, are they listening to the show today?
Not here. There's nobody in Bureau. I'm the only guy from Florida.
We're on iHeartRadio. We just told you we have listeners that this guy just checked in Tennessee. Another guy checked in from.
Anybody in Murphy, North Carolina up there? I have a little cabin.
So anyway. So what I wanted to know is anybody from CBS listening on iHeartRadio? Do they watch over you guys?
If anybody,
hold on a second, because I want. Hey Shane, give me a little bit of that echo in my voice, would you? This guy gets $1 million. So I thought maybe I could audition. This is CBS. Hey, I'm on this.
I had that voice.
This is CBS. What do you think? How about You've Got Mail?
Who's the guy that does a voiceover for the movies? He's got that really melodic, very deep voice, and he's making.
You're supposed to be selling me right now. You're supposed to say, what a great voice I have.
You have it made here. That's it.
I don't have it made.
Big fish in a small pond. You don't want to go big time.
Yeah, I'm a big fish. You're going to lose another 50 pounds. So, Mr. Grammy Award-winning artist, would you please pull your guitar from behind you?
Yes.
Joseph has probably heard your music.
No, I have not.
I don't know. Are you a Christian, or am I allowed to ask you that? How do you Catholic?
I am not. I'm non-practicing Catholic. I just believe my simple thing is treat others as you would be like, and that's it. Because I went to grade school, high school, college Catholic, and
you're one of those
I'm
guys.
okay. Yes, a fallen away person.
Right.
One of those guys.
So now this is one of my favorite songs of all time. Can you sing like you sang it the other day? And this would be very apropos for the guy on Survivor.
It's a different day.
Because it's really about persistence. What else? What is this song about? If you were to meet somebody new and they said, okay, what Rhett Palmer's favorite song of yours is what? Walk On. What's it about?
One foot in front of the other.
Okay, so we're going to put a little echo on his voice. Mr. Shane, Mr. Sparky, he's on the red mic, red wired mic.
When the cold and lonely winter winds are blowing, you got to walk on, walk on. You can press on to the end, you will be known. For every dark night, there's a dawn, there's a dawn. If you walk on, walk on. The world is heavy and the road is long, and it's so hard to be strong. What you're longing for might be the next breath. Don't give in when the cold and lonely winter winds are blowing. You got to walk on, walk on. If we press on to the end, we will be known. For every dark night, there's a dawn, there's a dawn. We'll just walk, walk. There is a voice that speaks inside you. It's saying someone's walking right beside you. He's always there so he can guide you, showing you how to walk on. When the cold and lonely winter winds are blowing, we've got to walk, walk on. If we press on to the end, we will be knowing. For every dark night, there's a dawn, there's a dawn. We'll just walk on, walk on. We've got to walk, walk.
Applause! Now,
When do
what I
you
wanna
know
do-
when
yeah.
you sing? When do you know when to sing in and when to sing out? Or is it just instinctive?
When to sing in?
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
You mean loud, soft,
I
or?
was a singer and I read everything on singing. And the best singers know when to when
Oh,
singing in and singing out.
huh.
And the best singers just know when to sing in. That's how
I
you
never
suck
heard that
people in.
terminology.
No, I
You
don't
sing out
either.
when you get the words
I don't
out.
think I know how to do that.
Um,
I just do it
It's
instinctively.
not,
if I
it's
do
kind of
it.
like making love, in, out, you know.
Well,
Oh,
Sinatra used to study that. Sinatra would
Just sang
study
Christian
that
song.
as a scientific.
God
Sinatra
hates
was
sex.
Sinatra
I
believed
know.
he was the best singer in than anyone. He worked to sing in
Yeah,
because he said that's how you suck people in.
huh. Well, he was pretty good at that. He
Sounds
sucked me in. Sinatra.
Now, what
a
I
guy.
want to know is, when you wrote that,
Yeah.
did you know it was going to be a hit?
No idea.
Okay, had no idea. Okay, so you go into the studio the first time, and then it's done. Before it becomes a #1 hit, you win a Grammy, all that other stuff, a couple of Grammys. Bob Dylan's they fly you in first class, whole thing. Did you know at the studio when you record it? Did it shine there? Did they all know in the studio? Oh, that's the one that's coming off the LP, and that's going to be the #1 hit.
Well, we knew it was a good song.
But not that.
I mean, the track was great. Had some great players on it. But I mean, you really never know. I mean,
Well, I recorded.
Music
Did you
is
ever record in
fascinating.
Fame Studios?
no, in
Okay.
Muscle Shoals.
Yeah, I
no.
was up there and I recorded up there. Well, in that very studio chorus, "Satan in the morning sun."
Oh, yeah.
He never lived to hear that be a hit. He got killed. Well, also Mac Davis was in there, and they're horsing around. You got to have a hook. You got to have a hook in a song. So he sits down on the stool and takes him 11 minutes. Baby, baby, don't get hooked on me. He turned it around, wrote that song. Was his biggest hit ever, and he wrote it right there at the studio. I mean,
Yeah.
but they said they didn't know it was going to be a hit.
Well, you never know.
No, you
You
don't.
know, you
I mean,
hope it is.
Yeah, it's hard.
I mean, when you hear Billy Joel sing, honesty,
Yeah,
I mean, just
it's
like
a great song, and there's
meteoric.
let me just say that there's dozens of songs I thought could be hit that weren't.
Right. All these artists have.
I mean,
Well,
like
that's the ego gets in the way.
no, it wasn't the ego. It's just, I mean, they're great. It's just timing and, politics and, a lot of stuff goes into it.
It's the
You
fame.
know about politics, Dan.
Yes, I do.
Politics in a particular situation. Why some things work, some things don't.
Wow. So what you need to do is you need to put some a few $100 bills in Joe's hand. And then
Why are
when
you
he gets,
bringing Joe up? Joe has nothing to do
No,
with
I
it.
think we should put
this Joe, I tell it.
Yeah, I know, but equal amount
Let
stand-
me hold on.
Yours.
No, I want you to give some. You got to put some $100 bills in Joe's hand. Then he's got to go back to the Survivor producers and say, "Hey, I have the perfect new theme song for you guys." They'll still have the Survivor
And
theme coming in and out.
they're going to say producers talk to talent, talent don't talk to producers.
Is that right?
But Joseph
Are they
has,
young and arrogant, the producers?
No, actually, the ones that I saw were middle-aged people. The final, when you talk to all, they're there, and they're the people that make the decision whether or not you go or don't go. And
Oh, really? Okay.
Joseph
the
has
younger-
an advantage because he has a gun.
no, I used to. The field producers are younger because they're out there in the elements and running around. And doing
This is
that
Joe.
stuff.
You're Italian, right?
I am.
He goes, "Hey, I just want to let you know, I'm going to survive this. And you're going to make me win. You understand? I'm going to call Guido, right? Hey, Nikki, I didn't know you were back there behind Joe. Were you here when he sang the song?
I was.
I was hopeful. I was saying, I wish Nikki was in the room listening to this, and you were there.
I remember when he
She's heard
wrote
that song before.
Driving Nails.
Yeah.
And he came home with it, and I said, I don't like that. You need to rewrite that. Well, someone had the idea, someone had the title, and he sat down and he said that the pen just moved across the paper when he rewrote. And it was done within minutes, and Driving Nails came out. Have you ever heard that? It's for a time like this week, Driving Nails.
Why don't we, when we come back, let's hear it. Would that be okay?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to take a little break. We're going to be right back.
Apparently.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Route 60 Hyundai. and Center for Advanced Eye Care. 5 Eye Doctors who genuinely care about your eye care. And Dr. Tim Iannides, Treasure Coast Dermatology. Get a full body scan annually. It could save your life.
Well, that was the song that got him
That was
Word
it.
Records. That was the song that got him
Nails?
signed,
I
Driving
don't
Nails.
remember, it sounds vaguely familiar.
And Terry
Oh, you've
Gibbs,
heard.
remember Terry Gibbs? Somebody's knocking. Should I
Yeah.
let him in? Okay, that she wanted to cut it, and so it
She
started
did cut
floating
it.
around. Well, she did, but it started floating around Word, and they said, "Well, we love the song, but who's the guy?" And they
We're in a news break. Anybody wants to stand up?
Do you really
He's not
believe it?
listening. He's not gonna-
He's
No,
moved
I
on.
want to hear, I want to hear.
Isn't that amazing? That's Miss Debbie.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I want to
This
hear.
is a-
Where, you live in Tennessee? That's-
Yeah.
Okay. Whereabouts? Eastern or
I said,
Memphis?
look at this.
Western,
Listen, oh.
just outside of
Now,
Memphis.
you want me to
little
take a
suburb
picture of
called
you with the
Cordova.
microphone and everything?
Sure.
Okay.
Did you come down just for the show or are you just hanging out?
I had a series of church gigs.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
And I've got an old friend of mine. He's a country writer. Him and I wrote for Sonny Tree for years. And he had a bunch of country
So
gigs.
here I am on the
We used to
radio
write all the
again.
time, so we get back to writing. A couple of old guys, right? Of course, you don't know what to do with it. I mean, everything's different now, but
Well, it's a tough deal. You know, I watch shows like The Voice and things, and
That's good.
how many thousands of singers are,
I'll take another one.
qualities, but they just don't get the break, or writers,
writers,
and
you know,
don't
like,
get the break.
I used to be able to make a living on songwriting.
Thank you. Can't
And
anymore.
it's pretty hard to do.
Really?
There's so many of them.
They call me anything. Yeah, that's
The
adorable.
industry changed, the record business has changed, you know, it used to be, you know, the labels had so many releases a year, and if you were able to plug into that flow with the new people, then you could always get your songs heard and have a shot at getting something on a record, a big record, you know, something sold maybe more.
Well, who are the big labels big? 'Cause I don't follow that.
Well, see, that's the thing, you know, I mean, a lot of them have folded up, a lot of, you know, I mean, they just don't make as many records anymore. Artists, you know, used to maybe do a couple a year, now they do, you know, one every 3 or 4 or 5 years, you know, so.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
The publishing's the same way.
Yeah,
The bookstores are losing money.
Well, you know, and like the internet
Yeah.
changed everything. Music,
Amazon makes most of the money, and Barnes and Noble, the publishers don't, and I don't. I make $3 a book. You know,
Wow,
that's
and
unbelievable.
everybody else makes all the other money.
Yeah.
that's
And like you
crazy.
have to split it like that. I mean, like if you don't play the game, then
Without a literary agent, they won't publish it.
wow.
You need a literary agent, and I have a good one, but you need a literary agent. So I
Yeah,
don't know if
so
you need a
even,
manager.
even somebody like you have to have a literary agent.
With my background, I know people, the literary agent indemnifies the publishing house. So a literary agent, a lawyer. So that's why they want a literary, they want someone in between, so if there's a suit,
I see.
sort of stops at the literary agent.
But they are an attorney, literary agent?
Mine is,
Okay.
most are, because
Well,
that's
that makes
publishing
sense.
houses want to be indemnified. You know, they don't want it to go back to them. Because if I write something that is inaccurate, you know,
Is that your newest
yeah,
book? That
yeah,
one?
or someone's gonna steal it, you know, something like that. But you have a beautiful voice.
Oh, thanks.
No, you really do.
Appreciate it.
You know, the real good voices have a resonance to them. You know, Sinatra didn't have a resonance. You know, if you listen to him, he didn't work on resonance. And I was a singer, and I used to have a resonance, but I wanted to be like Sinatra, so I did away with resonance. But you have a resonance, that's the best voice. It's a healing voice. Resonance is a healing voice. You know, when you don't have a resonance, you get the words across, you get the mood across, but you don't heal as much, I think.
Huh, that's fascinating. I've
Well,
never
it's
heard it, but-
we're vibratory rates. So your voice goes into me and heals me.
That's awesome.
Well, I mean, that's what it's called, the healing arts.
Yeah.
You know, if you get a fine arts degree in music, on your degree it says healing arts. It says that.
Well, I mean, I'm a big proponent and believer that music is powerful and from God, and it does speak, and it can heal, and does minister. You know, it's fascinating to me. I've not really studied it, you know, but I know what it does to me, and I know what it does to people around me.
That's what's so important.
Yeah. That's powerful.
What's the title?
And, you know, I mean, I don't read or write. I mean, I don't know how to read notes, and I don't know how to write notes, but I know what sounds good. You know? And, you know, I used to joke with my staff. I had orchestrators, and you know, so I'd have to like to create a new sort of language. You know, like I want you to do this here. You know, but like I couldn't say, okay, we'll play like a D flat 9, add 7. Or
Sinatra and Bing Crosby didn't want to learn notes. And the reason they said is because it made them more creative. If they thought they were restricted by notes, they couldn't be as creative. So they went out of their way not to know notes. You understand?
Sure.
Because they thought notes
I mean, like it is a template kind of a thing.
Yes.
And if you don't have one, then there's a, you know, certainly a sense of being able to go wherever you want to go and try some new stuff.
And they went out of their way not to be restricted. When I played sports and I was really good on defense, they would tell me all these plays, and I didn't listen at all. I watched the ball.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be restricted by what I thought they thought I should be doing.
Right.
I watched the ball.
Yeah.
And I could make more tackles than anyone because I watched the ball.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to the coaches. And I think that's, you know, the notes get in the way sometimes.
Yeah, well, and it kind of confines the innate ability that one has for, you know, I mean, football's art too.
Yes.
Music's art. Expression of any kind is art. And if you know, I mean, there's some players that play quite artistically.
Well, as an FBI person, when he has a case, he doesn't want to make assumptions too quickly. Because you make an assumption too quickly, you're going the wrong place.
Yeah.
So you have to hold back assumptions, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, kind of go with the flow, and you can't force stuff. You have to have an innateness about that. I don't know if you can teach that.
Yeah, you know, I think you're right. I think there's something like in this whole Survivor thing. So much of it is head, right? So much of it is intuition and discernment and wisdom gained from years of being on planet Earth and dealing with people. I mean, you're actually kind of a perfect guy for that role because of your life experience, right?
Well, that's it. I mean, I've walked way further than a lot of these kids who are just starting out in life, 20s and early 30s.
But like not only walked, like, you know, like in a job as a plumber. I mean, the older we get, it's great because we kind of learn a whole lot more by default, you know, because we're older and we have experience and stuff. But then there's this extra thing brought on by our life experience.
See, I've always had an interest in people. I don't care if you're the old retired bagger boy at Publix Market or president. I treat you the same. I talk to you the same, and I go out of my way to say hello to those people. So if I'm going through the food line there and check out, say hi to Sally if you give me her name, and say Buster, and hey, is he a good bagger? Here's a good, you know, like just that might enlighten that guy's day. You never know what kind of a message you recognize me.
Yeah.
And I think it's important if we would do that. Recognize our fellow man. We wouldn't have this.
Just remember, you guys are on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's fine.
It's gonna take some getting used to.
Well, we've had a very fascinating conversation. If I was somebody other than us, I'd want to watch what we just did.
We talked a lot about you, Rhett. And in derogatory terms.
No, yeah, but I mean, you know, Nikki's the same way. We love people, and it doesn't take that much energy to be encouraging and to notice somebody and to love somebody right where they're at. You know, I mean, just a word aptly.
You want to hear an amazing coincidence? We should say it on the air. Tell them about you and I the first time we ever met. Not now, on air.
Okay, all right.
Stop me. Hold that thought.
Can I ask a favor of you, sir and sir? Could you do a live read for Cajun Cove for me?
Love to have lunch there the other day.
Yeah.
So come on over here, Beverly.
So why don't you just tell the story? Because it's, you know, I mean, you're the one. I didn't even know what happened.
Tell how good your breakfast was the other day.
About my breakfast?
Remember you had me over there for breakfast?
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just say nice things about it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do a live read. It's called live read.
Okay, we're doing, this as an endorsement, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
So you can do.
We are going to earn my keep.
I'm a volunteer.
So you're flying by the seat of his pants.
When the
Yeah, learn that song, will you?
You got to walk.
He likes to sing it and he rewrites it every time.
Yeah, there we go.
When the clouds are.
I think he wants a piece of the publishing.
I'd love to have a piece of the publishing.
So would I.
When we're on, okay.
I don't own it.
Oh, do it.
Mhm. So the Cajun Cove.
Yeah.
Okay, it's cozy.
Hmm.
It's cozy.
Brett, I gotta get home by 10. I got a photographer coming over.
You can do it now.
All right, you big
Magazine.
shot.
No, not a big
Yeah,
shot.
Come on, you big shot.
But
Okay.
I don't want to
Well,
be
we'll
late.
wrap you up in the next 10 minutes. You
Okay.
can split and then we're gonna.
That's cool. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Look at Stanford.
Oh, this is it.
Look at Stanford.
He is a survivor. Joseph Del Campo is in here, the good little Catholic boy who grew up in what state?
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Coming close to it.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, right?
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and he's on the Survivor Series. You can see him on TV tonight, 8 o'clock.
CBS.
So, do you have people recognizing you on the street?
Not really, not yet. You know, it's still early in the
You
season.
know, one of the guys from The Sopranos, he came to town last year, and I was one of the stars of that, and I was able to drive him around. Now, when he got here, he had a funny-looking cap on, kind of like the kind of cap this guy wears when I
Right.
first met him, and he has a beard. And I'm thinking nobody's going to recognize him, so I pick him up at the hotel. We go out to dinner at the ocean. We go to the Ocean Grill. Next thing you know, is the owners are coming by, sitting right next to us. People are coming over for autographs. What is it? I mean, you're going to be surprised, I think. Now, this series of Survivor that you've been on, how many times have you been on thus far?
Tonight will be episode 6. There are
6.
14 total
6.
episodes.
Okay, so, you know, you're going to be a pretty, plus we're going to put wanted posters of you all over town, right?
Well, you can,
Yeah, yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Maybe CBS will give us a really good picture and we can put you on the cover of Vero's Voice magazine.
That would be. I have some photos if you would
Vero
like.
is made up of survivors.
That's good.
Look, for 72 years of age.
Thank
Look
you.
at that body, man.
I
Did
appreciate
you
it.
see the pictures that he gave
I
us?
saw.
Oh, yeah, they're beautiful. Mhm.
Oh, by the way, before we go on anymore, we're supposed to do a live read for Cajun Cove.
Oh, yes. Remember I had breakfast there the other morning?
And how was it?
It was wonderful. You know what I liked about it? I don't eat a lot, and it was such a varied menu. I could have 1 pancake, 1 egg, instead of having 3 pancakes. So I think it's a neat place to eat. We ate outside.
Yeah, we dined al fresco. I went there for lunch the other day with a client. Who did I go to lunch with? Oh, I know, a man from Remax Real Estate. We spent like 2.5 or 3 hours talking. The food really was good. It was I got a Caesar salad and the corn chowder, which I shouldn't have. I know, but anyway, and he got what's the stuff with the dirty rice and the gumbo, Gumbo.
Chicken
That
gumbo?
dirty rice.
He got actually the shrimp gumbo.
Shrimp.
Mhm.
Anyway, it's Cajun Cove. Check him out right here next to Studio 95 Royal Palm Point, because Beverly says,
It is wonderful.
all right, now, Mr. Del Campo, we're going to get to you, as promised, we are going to get to Mr. Carroll's song.
We
in
got
a
all
few
kinds
minutes.
of time.
Right, we got all kinds of time. Joseph has to get back because he has to talk to the producers at
No,
CBS.
a photographer's coming over for one of your local
Oh,
magazines
One of my
here.
competitors, don't
Well,
mention it on the air.
I can't say
Those
now.
ugly competitors.
So. Yours
Those
is free. This
nasty.
one you have to subscribe to.
Yeah.
You have a wonderful.
That's why our readership is better.
That's right, and you have a wonderful slick magazine that you were able to give out for free. It really is a nice magazine.
Yeah, I also got debt mailing it to every house on the Barrier Island and Doctors Row. And
Well, hopefully it will be profitable in the future, right?
well, actually, we were profitable the second month,
Mhm.
but you know what that's due to? The faithfulness of the local people. Because the doctors that have been with me 15 years
Sure.
came over to the magazine, and all the other people like Tommy Chiranz at Route 60 Hyundai.
I mean, your paper is better than Time magazine. I mean that. Time has been now. It's like a floppy old magazine. That the
No.
paper. Yes, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I subscribe to Time.
See, he
and-
doesn't believe. I mean, I'm learning something about this guy, about Rhett. He doesn't believe. Like, you can flatter him
Yeah.
and be sincere.
Yeah.
He doesn't believe it.
But flattery
He
is not
doesn't
sincere.
accept it.
No,
And
no,
you should.
no.
You have to learn to accept it.
Yeah, and he doesn't trust a whole lot of people.
Well, it's very hard to trust because
Yeah, it is.
faithful are the wounds of a friend better than the kisses of an enemy. An enemy will tell you have bad breath. Other people let you go on with boogies hanging out of your nose and won't tell you.
Right.
You ever have somebody like
You know, but I love you enough to let you know you got bats in the cave,
Hey,
baby.
that's a good title for something. I love you enough to let you know. I
You
love
got
you enough
bats
to
in the
let you go.
cave.
No, I love you enough to let you go. To let you know.
Yeah.
I love you enough to let you go. That's a good one too.
That's
I mean,
like-
everything's a song.
That's a
Anyway,
country
how about Joseph Del Campo?
version. Yeah.
What
Well,
do you want to say?
We're gonna write a song about you.
That's nice. All right.
yeah.
Dum,
Secret
dum, dum.
Agent Man. How
Yeah.
about that? Oh, it's already been written.
Yeah,
I'm
darn it.
sorry.
Hey, baby,
Darn
he's
it.
72. Watch out, because he's gonna seduce you, Joe Del Campo.
But in a nice way.
Yeah. So,
Seduction.
because of you being on this national
Yes.
show, Survivor, which will be on at 8 o'clock tonight, CBS. This is CBS. Watch it. The producer's going, who was that guy? We want to hire
guy with
him
the
to
white
do
hair.
this." Yes.
The only one.
No, we're not talking about you. We're talking about me.
Oh,
We're
The
gonna
other
listen
guy
to
with the white hair.
The guy with the boys saying, this is CBS.
Joseph, it's always about Rhett.
Yeah.
You have to understand this.
Thanks a lot.
I know that. That's okay.
Joe, how much prep did you have to have? I mean, you know, like your pick.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
I started training. I'd always been in good shape, but I started training for the show for about 6 months, and that was
Before you auditioned?
No, you know,
After you got
during
the
the whole
gig?
process. No, before and
oh, just in case you got
once
the
that
gig.
process started, which is about a 6-month process, I did it to see, okay, if I do get selected, I want to be able to run with these youngins, you know, and do the stuff that they do through the surf, climb, and do all that kind of stuff.
Out of 5,000 people,
Ish,
you were
yes.
picked. And Rudy was on the first show that I
That's
was
correct.
addicted to way back when, 16 years ago. Now here it's going 16 years. What, I mean, let's talk about Survivor. That's a Survivor series.
It's the first of the reality shows, of course, and then the rest
First.
of them were.
This was the one. This was one that set the pace that caused all the
That's it.
trouble in America. You are responsible for the Kardashians and crap like that.
I don't believe so.
Just in case those producers are listening. You are responsible for that crap.
So,
What am I
then,
supposed to say to that, Rhett?
so then after you were
Yeah.
picked, you knew you were on the show.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
Well, then we go to California and we leave for an undisclosed location, but it had been leaked out. They were leaked. So we all kind of knew that we're going to Cambodia. And that was about a 32-hour
Cambodia.
flight to China.
32-hour
Well, again,
flight?
Well, no, 32 hours when we left, and then putting our feet on the ground in Cambodia was about 32 hours.
And so you
So from
landed.
plane to boat or bus to, you know.
And so what happens is when you get there, they just, I mean, like they brief you and prep you for rules and.
Well,
stuff,
that's
right?
yeah, that's all understood. I mean,
Yeah.
that's prior. I mean, you know, we write a huge non-disclosure thing, and it goes on and on and on. And pretty much, you know, we're under non-disclosure rules.
Yeah, but you're in trouble because you just told us.
No, I didn't.
You told us
Everybody
we were in
knows
Cambodia.
that. No, well,
Oh, we already know it's been airing.
yes,
Yeah.
Rhett.
Well, I knew that.
Anyway, so then, as you saw, well, you probably didn't see the first show. We go out on this Chinese junk, or I guess it was Cambodian junk. We're split into 3 teams of 6. He says you have 2 minutes, cut the rafts, and jump overboard and load it up with whatever you can get in 2 minutes, which you saw on TV. And we're throwing vegetables down and fruit,
Oh, my
chicken,
word.
and then
So
we
you didn't
paddle
know
to the
that.
beach.
And that's
No.
it.
No.
And
And
how
that was
long did you
actually
have
the
to
first time we
survive?
could talk to each other. We could not talk to each other until as
You
soon
were
as
on
he said
camera?
you got 2 minutes.
Now, do those cameras, what about when you have to have a bowel movement?
No, if you're
I mean,
by
where
yourself.
do you go?
Well, there's 2 ways. You can go in the jungle and get bitten by a snake, or wipe yourself with something that you have no idea what's on that leaf. Or we have what they call the aqua flush.
So you go
walk
outside?
You walk out into the ocean as far as you can.
And go?
Do your business. Absolutely.
Both?
Both, yes.
Oh, yeah.
In the sea?
In the sea.
In the sea where it was born.
Believe me,
And now it floats along.
So
I'm
it's like,
still here,
oh, my
ladies and gentlemen.
word.
I'm still here. Anyway, it's actually more hygienic to do that than going in the jungle there, and you know.
Yeah.
So they don't
using the
surprise,
links.
no outhouses or anything like that.
Well, you could do that. You could build yourself a little thing there, but it was easier to. You know.
What about the females?
What about them? They're just like us. They have to do the same thing.
No,
We don't talk
I'm
about that. You
sorry.
would go off
What is
by
the
yourself.
appeal of you doing this at 72 years of age to be on Survivor?
To say to myself, well, I could do it. I can hang out with the younger people. I can get through the gauntlet.
You know what? There's
I
only
think it's
one
awesome.
person I remember from the Survivor series 16 years later. It's Rudy. And now they're going to remember you. You're going to stick out like a sore thumb, bucko.
No, he was the first guy, and you always remember the first guy, and he'll be older all the time by 6 months.
You are the first guy. The people have been born and are old enough to watch the show that couldn't back then. If you were a baby, 16 years, 16 and a half, they don't remember Rudy.
They do. Rudy still gets recognized all over the place.
No. Do they ever have him on, like to revisit, or?
He was down at the, we were down, last week down at Navy SEAL Museum, and we had 200 people there that night. We gave a presentation live, was on the
Rudy was
screen.
there?
Yeah, they
I
flew
could've been
him
there.
in. Well,
Why didn't you invite
I
me?
left a message. I called and left a message here.
Oh,
Never
no,
got it.
man.
You guys didn't get it.
Rudy.
Yeah.
Get back to people.
Yeah. You got to get it. I called him 2 days ago, said, are we still on? Never heard from him. So I
I know.
showed up.
I know.
Thank
Yes,
goodness.
you did. I text you back.
Well, I didn't
Yes.
see it.
Check it.
I'll check the phone.
We're going to do that now. See, I'm going to save my image here. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't have to save your image.
Okay, hold on. I just saved my
You
image.
might have, because I'm getting 100 and some emails a day
That's
from
cool.
fans and stuff like that.
Well, just wait. It'll get bigger. It'll get more.
No, I won't get bigger
Now,
than
we're
that. It
gonna
might
go-
not get bigger.
We're going to go. Did you text me? There was text, wasn't there?
No, I
Was it
phone.
on
I like the
Facebook?
phone.
Hold on.
People still do talk on that thing
No,
versus
no. But didn't
text.
you sent me a text, didn't you?
I don't think so. I think I called
Joseph's
your phone and I
cookies.
said, yeah.
No,
You
okay.
have to text.
Well, I know that, but I haven't converted yet fully to text. I still use it as a conversational instrument.
So hold on.
I was just wondering, are there any romantic things that take place in the survivors? You know.
Oh, there have been in the past.
Yeah, there have been,
Okay.
the younger ones, a
Oh,
couple of times have gotten together, but when you're all dirty and sandy, that's the last thing I'm thinking about is any kind of romance, and your fingernails are full of dirt and you smell.
Shucks, I can't find it on here. But yeah, I did respond.
plus- Plus, there's so much strategy and so much.
Yeah, and then the other people get upset if they see two people getting close, and right away you become a target. So we got to get rid of those two.
Oh,
And that's it. And when you buddy up with somebody, so you have to pretty much pass like ships in the night and talk to each other that way. Just kind of, hey, I'll
You know,
talk to
this
you a
is
little
kind
bit
of
later.
cool though, in a way, because I've met famous people, and sometimes even though I'm friends with them, like I get nervous around them or something. But I knew you when you were nobody. So it's like,
I was always somebody, Rhett. Always somebody.
I could have been somebody. I could have been somebody.
Could have been a contender.
Could have been
somebody.
Yes.
I could have been somebody.
Okay,
Anyway,
Rhett, so
Joseph-
tell the first time you met Bruce what you did.
Oh, the first time.
Yeah, the very first time.
Okay, well, Joseph, I tell you what, we'll tell that story when we come back, because Joseph
Yeah,
has to
Joseph
go.
gotta
go. I gotta-
Joseph Del Campo.
Yes, sir.
It's good to see
Thank you,
you.
Rhett.
Better than
Inviting
ever.
me.
Don't forget, you're still in my debt because he was a private investigator.
I
And
still
he's been
am.
threatening for years. He said, I'll go
I
out
still
and
am.
I'll do some, to, compensate for some ads we did early on, right?
That's correct.
And I've never used you, much to my regret now. I will tell you stories when we have a private lunch.
Okay.
I mean, I am going to use you now.
Is that on your tab
Well-
or my tab?
I am paying for the lunch. No,
We're going in
I
a
also
nice-
have a
nice
reputation. I
place.
found out that I have a reputation in town for not suing. And this is why some people have been negligent in paying their bills.
Right.
Well, guess what? That guy's dead. Now that I heard it, I suspected it, now I heard it.
Oh, he said it?
That
He said you
this
didn't pay your
person
bills?
said, I don't sue people.
Oh,
So people think they can get away with
I
stuff.
see. Okay.
But it ain't going down anymore.
Right.
I got a new good attorney.
That's
And
great.
she has got.
See, you're a nice guy until you're put in the corner.
They
and
did it.
That's
That's
it.
it. Not gonna take it anymore.
There you go.
And either is Joseph Del Campo. See him tonight on Survivor,
8 p.m.
8 p.m. tonight.
CBS.
Thanks for coming in here.
Thank you, Red.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Take
Well,
care.
we might have to watch, but we can't
Yeah.
watch.
Oh, yeah.
tonight.
We'll be
Now,
traveling.
listen, there is only one problem. I just got
We'll
a
be
call
streaming
from the
tomorrow.
photographer. He said he's on his way over here. Our photographer for Vera's Voice. Let's see how close he is.
Yeah, he's 10.
Now, what time do you have to be there?
10.
Hey, they're going to be there at 10.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
cool.
well,
We got
I don't
time.
want to just get there. He's got to do a setup and everything.
Look,
so.
look. It's Vero Beach Magazine. They will wait.
Okay.
They're coming.
All
I
right.
know.
Well, Linda's going to get all nervous. So.
No, your wife's there. They'll be. You know what? Look at when I meet with America's Most Wanted. What's his
Right.
name?
John Walsh.
Okay, we have lunch at Ocean Grill. And he's, you know what? Always be a little tardy. The big shots.
I'm not that
coming.
way. No.
Hey,
I'm
I'm your new manager. This is the way it's gonna go down.
No. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be on.
we're
I'm not
signing
gonna
him up,
check.
right, Guido?
Here you go.
Gonna change spots.
Hey, what about me?
Yeah, Beverly, Deb. Very good. Will you get
She's
a
not
picture
even
of all of
ticklish.
us over there, please?
Okay.
Here. Come on, over too.
Does Beverly know how to work that thing?
Watch your finger in front of the thing there.
Your finger's in the way.
Yeah,
Your
It
finger's in the way.
Still is.
Yeah.
Oh, it went blank, what happened?
Honey, take a picture. And then,
Take one of the three of us.
yeah, yeah. And then
You gonna get in at Stanford?
yeah, yeah, man, Stanford's in it.
Sure. She got it.
Okay, press that right there.
You
Got
got
it.
you. Oh, Tom.
Okay. I took two.
Okay. Let me see how close he is to getting here.
Oh, your guy? Okay.
Is the water in the way?
Yes, you
Where's,
got
does
it.
anybody see my glasses?
Oh, I'm taking them. Is this them?
Yeah.
Where's mine? Oh, I have mine.
I almost walked out with my $5 glasses.
$1.
Hey, oh.
Dollar Tree, $1.
Dollar Tree.
That's why he survived.
Now we
Go
know.
up, let me throw it.
Del Campo.
Yeah, it's
Give me
not
that.
locked down.
Give me that coconut. Oh, that's one thing we didn't ask you on the air. When you came back, what's the first thing you gave yourself as a treat? Like
Pizza.
Pizza.
Seriously.
In LA at the hotel. Yeah.
You're not a coconut again.
No, I used to
Call
like Mounds
Bixby.
bars no more.
Coconut's over.
Let me see what he says. Let me call Linda and tell her I'm coming.
Was it good?
Are we still live here? No.
Yeah, we are on the, whatchamacallit, on YouTube. I guess we're
Say
gonna come
hello,
back. You, Joe, you might as well tell the people you're still there. Bixby?
Call Linda.
Mickey, you would be a very good speaker.
Where are you?
And make a lot of money.
Oh, okay, okay. Good, I'm letting him go. He's gotta go for a photo session with Vero Beach Magazine, so we'll have to get it some other time.
3 or 4 churches, and
Okay,
I
yeah, you said you were gonna be here 20 minutes. I'm glad we didn't
late
wait
while I
now.
saw-
Okay,
It would,
okay.
you should not just.
No, you gotta go.
Okay.
He's still at his, he's a homeless guy. He's still in his camp. Phenomenal photographer, but he lives out in a tent out in the
Really?
woods.
Wow.
He'd be a good guy for
Put
you to
that
meet.
together.
Appreciate
I
that.
tell you what,
You can use that as an introduction to.
you wanna come back for a photo session sometime?
Yeah, let me think.
I know a
Today. I have
speaker.
Hold on.
physical therapy at 1:30, 2:30.
Okay,
After that, I'm free.
Okay, call me when you're done. We can make it happen maybe late this afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
If not, we'll do it tomorrow.
I'll talk to her.
Oh,
See,
wait a
Joseph,
second.
Nice meeting you.
Wait a
I'll
second.
talk to her and see.
Oh, it's
Hold on,
so
I need a
great to
picture
meet
just-
you. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Hold on a second. No. I need a picture, just you and I.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
And I want it held up and look down like
I
that,
got
okay?
See you, Joseph.
Right here.
But not in front of the window.
My
Right,
grandfather
Barbara,
was,
okay, we're gonna stand.
Can I
okay,
stand
right
up? My tippy toes?
here. No, get
Right
right
here,
here.
we're in front of the black.
Yeah.
Joseph, my grandfather was a unforgiven Catholic.
Oh, jeez. Well, what are we doing now?
Come on over here.
They would put him in the cemetery.
Good. Free?
That's good.
Coming back in 20 seconds.
Very-
Oh, 20 seconds.
That's great.
Good. Thank you. Can I get a copy of that?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Hey, very good to see you, man.
Thanks, bud. Take
Yeah,
care.
I'm
I'm glad you survived, baby.
There are some women's
This-
groups.
Okay. Report, Mr. Carroll.
I told you about called Tom Waite.
Okay, over. All right, welcome back. This is the mayor of the airwaves, Stanford Erickson, is in the studio this morning. Good morning, Stanford
Good
Erickson.
morning, and a very sad day for yesterday in terms of Belgium.
Oh, my word.
You know,
It's,
Brussels.
we're very distraught. Everybody is. But, you know, this was predicted long ago, right, Nikki? In the scriptures, Nikki Carroll's here. How you doing,
Yes,
Nikki?
it was. I'm good. How are you today?
All right, and then we have Bruce Carroll sitting in here. Bruce Carroll, of course, the Grammy Award-winning artist.
And the husband of Nikki Carroll.
Now, you've actually worked with Nikki, and yet you never met her till my studio this morning.
She has written a book, small book, and it's about growing up and meeting Bruce ultimately, but just the sadness, and it's similar to your background a little bit in terms of the sadness with her mother being an alcoholic. And I remember she said sometimes she'd almost trip over her mother because her mother had passed out.
Oh, yeah.
And she said, I didn't know if I wanted to take her to bed because if I did and I woke her up, she would then give a diatribe towards me and complain about me. So I had to think about that. And it's just such a sad book. But someone asked, a mutual friend asked if I'd just sort of edit it. I didn't have to edit much, but it's just a very, very.
Because that's what you are. You're an editor.
It's an uplifting book, but it's a sad life.
But I want you to write a book. Of course, who am I? Hey, this is God, Rhett. No. But what I was thinking you were going to write a book about marriage.
It is a marriage book.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Because I can see you up on the stage. Really, I think that you go to like these women conferences and they'll be packing it in, and just remember Rhett, you know.
It's always got that angle, doesn't it? Yeah.
Well, you always got to be thinking.
Right.
I have this fear of being old, and I'm down here in Miami, and I got a little tiny room, and I got my walker, and the Meals on Wheels comes every night for the one meal I get a day, you know, and whatever. You have these visions of yourself, and it's very scary. You know?
Well, her book is called True Love, so it is about
True love.
but it takes a while
Great
to really
title.
understand true love. And that's the book is how you're broken to the point where you can accept true love. And she learned through Jesus Christ to accept true love.
Amen.
Right?
Very well said. Very well said, Stanford. And it's really crazy that we're here, that I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have thought that I had a better chance of waking up with my head stapled to the carpet than meeting you today.
Well,
I mean, really, isn't
what's funny
it is
is
crazy.
It's crazy.
Brett we
And it's a
set
blessing.
up that we were gonna, try to see each other one last time before we left town. And then last night he said, well, I have a guest on my show tomorrow morning, Stanford Erickson. And
I
said,
heard her
what?
voice.
What?
Oh, my
Well, that's how
goodness.
God works.
Yeah.
That's
I
how
said-
God-
Well, we
isn't it?
needed to meet.
He said he's an editor. I said, I know he's an editor.
but that's how God works.
That's
It
uncanny.
certainly is.
It really is.
It is.
Mhm.
That's amazing that you've never met. You did the editing, and all of a sudden I say,
And
well,
this just happened.
we'd like to come on and see you one more time, and then go to CJ Canon's afterwards for breakfast. But who do you have on? Oh, well, I got a guy named Stanford Erickson. Who?
What?
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny because when he said, go ahead and send me the book, I thought this was someone else
Right.
out of Colorado that was saying, send me this. And I thought, okay. And so I sent him this particular book. Well, I have a book called Tomboy Princess that is my story that he knows nothing about. So I sent him this one that I just written, and he knows nothing about.
Who connected you to, though? How did you find out about her that you would send her?
Jerry, your friend.
Your favorite Jerry.
Yes,
Jerry, the little instigator.
the little
That
instigator.
little veteran.
Yes.
Great guy,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah.
Super great.
All right, we got to take a break for the news because our computer shuts us off.
Okay,
Other than that.
Oh, so you
Do
have
we
time to
have-
tell the story?
Oh, what?
No.
Oh, how we met?
Yes,
Yeah.
how you met Bruce.
No, because we only have 30 seconds, but we
That's
have a whole half an hour coming up with Grammy Award-winning Bruce Carroll, his wife Nancy. I mean, Nikki.
Nancy Sinatra.
Nancy's
We can
his
talk
wife.
about it.
His wife. Nancy was sending me subliminal messages. Tell Stanford to come home.
Oh, yeah.
And Stanford Erickson, White House correspondent. This is the mayor of the airways. Today's broadcast brought to you by Route 60 Hyundai.
Mhm.
So how long is this break?
I think that's amazing
7.
that you were
Oh,
her
good.
editor.
Bye-bye.
Time to go to the bathroom. Time to make
Gotta
food.
get some coffee.
Now listen, did you bring in that cake this morning?
My what?
The cake.
Oh, yeah, the
The
coffee.
Danish.
Do me a favor. Don't bring that in anymore. I had 3 pieces.
Oh,
I secretly went out there, had 1 glass of milk, then I had 2 pieces, 3 pieces.
never again, never again.
Seriously, because I'm tempted.
But
That's
if you
awful
lived
nice
there,
of
you-
you.
You'll have to find other ways.
My agent is Diane Nine, and she also has a speakers bureau.
Don't say.
And she's gonna
Oh,
come
my
down
God.
here
Okay.
mid,
I promise I won't do that
April.
again. Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll share the stuff with her, and maybe, she really, where you can make $10,000, $5,000 a speaking engagement. And so. And so Bruce has the name,
Yes, he does.
and so that would help.
Yes.
But
I was
you,
walking down the
You're
highway.
yeah, He can't do what you did.
Coming my way.
Yeah, but look, so send me background on him and I'll
Okay,
do it. Okay,
all right, I will.
yeah, and then I'll show her what you wrote.
And also, I told you about Bruce's book, Sometimes Miracles Strike, won the Angel Award. Both wrote devotions, and they're just four short. Well, it's no longer in print, but we're ready to do a second one.
Yeah, we gotta put the red mark on there, boy.
Okay.
She is
Yeah.
atheist,
Okay.
agnostic,
Don't
whatever.
make it your own, dog. Don't make
Well,
it
it's
your own.
for,
How come this has such a
No,
great
but I have to
sound?
You have to,
you got
you gotta be shrewd how you do this.
Seriously, why?
And
And
his
this just
music
says,
is so,
Oh, his
fitting
music was
for-
fit with anybody.
yes.
It fit with anybody.
Of course, this song you're about to hear is, for
well, I once picked up
resurrection.
Bruce Carroll's guitar, set it
Most
off
of his
into
songs-
the stars.
She won't get it, so don't worry.
Yeah.
You just listen to the music.
Then he broke me.
No, in this world, most of these people don't.
It was up to
Right.
that. Wait a minute.
It's pretty James Taylor.
Let's give it a-
It's sort of like that. It's soothing to him.
No, it'll work out, but I have to just be careful and not push it as a
K-pop, man.
Well, he just made a brand new record, and it's very Americana, because that's what he is. And a lot of people consider him to be like James Taylor sounding, or Jim Croce or something.
I think he's better than James Taylor. And there's a meanness to James Taylor. His Carlin is right. Who do you think you are? We paid $1 million to James Taylor for us once when I was doing public relations or something. $1 million. And I'm around him, and the vibes are not good. I can just feel that this guy is just. God loves everyone, but he's not emanating God.
Yeah.
He's much better than James Taylor. His resonance. Taylor doesn't have resonance. Taylor sings like I sing. He sings notes and rhythm. But your husband sings in resonance, and resonance is what heals.
I think that's right.
No, I know, that's all right. No, but I heard your husband sing, so yes, resonance. And maybe good will come of that. You don't know with Diane. God bless Diane, but she's a difficult person. Like most literary teachers, I went to the lawyer, most people start difficult.
What kind of people would she want to put me in front of?
There's so many conferences that take place in the country, and so they would be probably not Christians, but people that are in business or something like this, and they're having a real estate conference. Where you can tell your story, but he sings.
Okay.
It's we're supposed to.
So it actually let me
Supposed to preach to the world. We're supposed to preach to the world, right? You don't preach to the gospel.
No.
I don't write for those in the church. I write for those out of the church.
Yeah.
That's my job.
I know. He left a mega church job. Just about 15 months ago. And he had reasons in his heart. And so we've been asking the Lord, what do you want for our next assignment? And he did it because of this huge compromise. I just thought she didn't like me, but actually she loved me. She just didn't know how to show more than one person. So she actually showed my sister, and she favored her, and she, by taking a lot of things out on me, it wounded my spirit. And so I grew up thinking that I was less than, and didn't have the love that I needed. But she, in the beginning, took us to a church. It actually was David Jeremiah's first church, which was Tim LaHaye's church that he passed down. That was my pastor, Tim LaHaye. I didn't know that.
I've read a few of his books.
Yes. And I went to a vacation Bible school there one summer. I was 8 years old, and I had a wonderful teacher. And she asked me when I was 8 if I'd like to ask Jesus into my heart. And I said yes. I went right home and told my sister, who was 6, about the Lord. And she, too, wanted to invite the Lord into her heart. But she didn't really understand what that meant. She just wanted to follow into her sister's footsteps. And so she never grew or anything, and neither did I. But I walked into the world, and so by the time I was a teenager, my mother was a huge alcoholic. I mean, every day at 5 p.m., it was happy hour, and that was not very happy at our home. It was a very scary place for my mother and my stepfather, and their moods would change. Their behavior became hard to live around, and they'd take a lot of things out on me. But my drug of choice became marijuana, and I also began to sneak cigarettes, and there's at first.
You were how old at that time?
At that time, 14. But my brother, he got busted for drugs, and we lived in California, and so they thought, well, we better move the kids away from California if he's going to get busted. So they moved us to Maryland. Well, the drugs were coming right off the ships at sea in Maryland. And they had no idea that I'd get into heavier drugs there. My brother joined the Navy, and my sister stayed. She was a good girl. She was 2 years younger, but I got into heavy drugs, and I became a drug addict there. I also got into astrology and Eastern philosophies, numerology, and other.
I was raised in San Francisco, and that was with Pablo when you were taught that.
Yes.
So I learned all that.
Well, it wasn't long after I got out of high school and so many other things that I'd gotten into that my parents moved away. I had already run away. I didn't know where they had gone at first, but I was living in a little apartment in Glen Burnie, Maryland, and I had a boyfriend. He eventually got murdered. I decided I couldn't stay on those drugs, and I moved away and got off of those cold turkey, and because I didn't want to stay that way. And so a few months later, well, almost a year later, I ended up joining a religious cult. I was psychologically kidnapped into that cult, and 3 months after that, physically kidnapped out and deprogrammed. But while I was in that group, I read all of the New Testament and most of the Old, and I knew without a doubt that Jesus Christ was Lord and that the Bible was the truth.
Well, the mayor of the airways has now returned.
Yes, he has.
So how were you released from that cult?
Well, I was kidnapped out, and my
You were
parents,
kidnapped
my
out?
mother came, and my brother and a friend, and they came and took me out, but I immediately flew away and started helping deprogram other kids in religious cults with a man named Joe Alexander, who was the main deprogrammer at that time. And we started deprogramming Moonies and the Way and Hare Krishna.
Well, you can relate to those in ISIS now because they're programmed.
That's right. They certainly are.
People don't understand that these are programmed. They're programmed from maybe 5 on. And Islam teaches that way. They program you to think. Now, I'm not saying all people in Islam, all Muslims will do harm, but they are taught very early on to think a certain way. So it's easy for them to. I thought so.
That's right. I saw a video of these little children. They must have been 3 to 5 years old. They were probably in a school sent there by their children. and the schoolmaster was slapping their hands. They had to give a certain answer, and they all had their hands slapped, some depending on their answer. And I was just mortified. And they were beginning to be from the beginning of their birth that they go to, and they are being from the time they are born. And so, it's no wonder we are the enemy. And it's very sad. So if we can ever get a word into them, the Lord tells us to love our enemies. Well, how do we do that? We can only do it miraculously through living in us. And how do we get the Holy Spirit living in us? Well, we can't unless we ask the Lord to get the Bible into our hearts. We must read the Word, or we won't know it. We can't just hear it on Sundays or on a radio program. We must read it for ourselves to get it into our hearts and to become that person we're supposed to be. So
You did. That's what it is. Hey, Mr. Carroll, would you please report to Studio 95 to sing your nail song?
So anyway, Bruce, when he wrote Driving Nails, he came home and someone had the idea and someone had the title, and it wasn't quite how I thought it was supposed to be. And I said, you know what? I don't think that's quite how it's supposed to be. And all of a sudden he sat down and he looked up. He just prayed, and all of a sudden he said, the pen just went across the paper and the Lord just wrote it. And this is the song that came out, and it's very appropriate.
He's on the
for
red
this
mic.
week.
If you
And
could put
he played this at the Garden Tomb in Israel a couple of years ago when we were there. And we were so thankful to go to Israel, to have that privilege. When we touched down, I began to weep. The lady next to me just looked at me. And I had made friends with her on the way, and I said, I cannot help myself. I cannot contain the tears. This is the promised land. And I'm still friends with her on Facebook, even though she doesn't understand.
Okay, now, go for it.
Since that blessed night in the manger, she watched her baby grow. It seems like yesterday he was in her arms. Where did the time go? He learned his father's trade as she marveled at it all. The sweat dropped from her little carpenter as he made the embers fall. She can hear them driving nails upon the hillside, and she prays that its spirit will not fail. She watches as her young man undertakes his father's will. And she stands and listens to the driving in the streets of Jerusalem. A child can disappear. She was frantic as she looked for him until she began to hear hammers up at the temple. She called him as she ran. Surprised, she found him teaching like no ordinary man. She can hear the driving nails upon the hillside, and she prays that his spirit will not fail. She watches as her young man undertakes his father's will, and she stands and listens to the driving. Darkness covered all the land in the middle of the day. She began to tremble as the earth began to quake. Hammers, nails, and timbers from the carpenter's trade made the sound that pierced her soul as the cross was being raised. She can hear them driving nails upon the hillside. And she prays that his spirit will not fail. She watches as her young man undertakes his father's will. And she stands and listens to the driving rain. And she cries and listens to the driving
Yeah, and a whole different perspective there up on the hill. Did you go when you were there? Did you go to Golgotha?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. Oh, over by the Garden Tomb.
Mhm.
Yeah. So did that that inspired you? No,
No, I was written years ago.
I was written before that.
I mean, I was inspired to be.
How many times you been to Israel? Once?
No.
Me too.
Yeah,
Yes.
one time.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it is something. It's it's funny because I have a friend of mine who's posted recently a poster that's been going viral of Jesus with a great big smile on his face. Well, some of the people say, "Well, that's not the way he looked," and I said, "That's right, because he wasn't white and he wasn't black. He was Mid-Eastern, you know."
He's Midwestern.
We really
Midwestern,
don't know.
yeah. He was really cowboy slinging there. Here come Jesus, the Christian cow guy.
Yeah, we really don't know. I mean, he doesn't let us know,
Well,
except that he,
I hope he has a sense of humor, because otherwise I won't be in. You know?
I think
Oh,
God
no,
has a sense of humor.
I can't help but think Jesus laughed a lot.
Well, dude, listen, I'm going to tell you a story that I can prove that Jesus had a sense of humor. John and James, the sons of Zebedee, they're hanging out with him for a long time, years, so whatever, it's been a couple of years. Anyway, they said, "Those guys over there were preaching about you, but they were just saying it different than you do, so we were thinking, should we call down the fire from heaven to consume them?" And Jesus said, he prayed and said, "The Son of Man have not come to destroy men's lives, but to save men's lives." Well, the next day they show up and he calls them the sons of thunder. And they're referred to as the sons of thunder. And that's funny. "Hey, yo, sons of thunder, welcome back to the camp. You gonna kill anybody today?" That's humor.
That is humor.
Or hiding your lamp under a bushel. Humor.
Humor. No, I agree.
So the other thing is I don't understand why God doesn't have more. He says, he gets irritated. He said, "This foolish generation, this wicked," and it's like I'm thinking, well, Jesus, you made us. You know how stupid we are. And then I think, because I'm stupid, am I not going to get in? Is he going to have disdain for me? Because I'm a little on the stupid side. That's my new song. Well, and I think this and I think that, and I got stuff to hide. Because I don't want to let you know I'm a little stupid. What? On the side?
On the side.
A little stupid on the side.
You need to write.
Stupid on the side.
You need to write. She's a little bit Southern. I'm a little bit stupid.
Okay, so pick up your guitar. Big mouth.
Guitar, oh man.
Okay, what else are we going to play here today? How about Walk On?
Oh my gosh, you've got like so many songs.
I'm obsessed with that.
When did you first start playing?
10.
10.
10. And how about the ability for all those little, it's kind of like, I've known some folks, but I think you're my most famous, friend artist. But I sit here and go, the way the vowels, James Taylor would be proud of the way you hit those notes and those. You're right there. You two could hang together, and the intricate things you do, and the clarity of people. Only musicians would realize that, but it's just like, it's like running into a diamond that's absolutely been fauceted perfectly, and it glows.
Your love song.
You
What a
know?
compliment.
Your love song.
My head is ever
No,
expanding.
but that's what I'm feeling when you're here. I'm like, who am I to be sitting in a studio with somebody that can play that well,
Plays well and sings well.
You play like an angel, what can I say? I wish that you would play and go away.
Okay, here's one. They said
How about down by the river, far, far away?
They said our love wasn't real, it won't last. Just stick around, it will pass.
He got carried away with his
Yeah.
ego thing there. Doing that. Now hold on. Let's lead into what is this? Is this song about you and Nikki?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's good to give an intro.
Well, Sinatra would go doobie doobie doo,
Doobie, doobie,
but he
doo.
forgot the word. Doobie.
Yeah,
We
right.
just got a doobie doobie doo there.
I saw him do that at the Grammys time.
They said our love wasn't real, it won't last, just stick around, it will last. We laughed and said that we know what we know. We're still here, the doubters are gone. I've walked some miles, a million or two. I'm still not over you. My heart still beats out of rhythm that's true, and I'm still not over you. You said our love has no ending at all. You've been there each time that I've called. One day I won't use the air that I breathe, and even that will take you from me. I walked some miles, a million or two. I'm still not over you. My heart still beats out of rhythm that's true, and I'm still not over you. They said our love was unreal, won't last. Let's send them more photographs.
Well, that's about your love there with this young girl here. I got him in the studio this morning, and it's Bruce Carroll, Grammy Award-winning artist. Yeehaw! Pass the plate, Pa.
Much better than Rhett's floater song earlier today.
Oh yeah.
On a highway that leads down the road, Jesus, heal me and save my soul. Hallelujah, I'm ready to go. Hallelujah, I'm ready. I can hear his voice and sing a song to you. Hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
I'm ready.
Hey, y'all. Well, this is the old time gospel hour, Neil. We want you to get out your checks and send us some money right now. Yeah, do something religious. Write a check. Yeah, we greed. We are hung up on greed, and our bellies are our God. So what's the next right? So send us food or send us money, honey. All right. This is the Palmer Gospel Hour.
So anyway,
That was not complimentary to what you said.
I was on a plane once, and we were having engine trouble. And somebody said, "Quick, do something religious." I said, "Okay, let's have a collection."
That's good.
No, but
That's good.
it's good, but it's not good. It's
No,
good,
but it's
but
good.
it's
I
not
know, I
good.
understand, but
what
you know,
I'm
hey,
saying?
it'll
Well,
make people
religious but no
relax.
relationship.
Kenneth Copeland here. Yeah, I'm gonna get myself a brand new 10-seater jet. Hallelujah. Yeah, and the fools, the jerks, all send them checks. In the end times, they will make mammon of you, my children, little lambs.
And Ivy.
Little lambs, the kids eat ivy. The kids eat ivy too, wouldn't
Would
you?
you?
So anyway, we are obviously killing time because it's the end of the show.
Did you hear that the Scientology Church has been declassified from tax exempt?
You know what's bad about that?
We're next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are more like a
Yeah.
business, but that's what you do is you find the Achilles heel, you step into it, and now the libs will come out left and right. You know, they're selling books. That Dr. Schuler, remember when he's deceased now. How about that guy's on from Texas? Sells all the encouragement books.
Joshua.
Aren't you friends with him? That guy from
Who's that?
Texas?
Which guy?
Joel Osteen.
Joel, yeah.
No, I sang at his
Fathers.
when his dad was alive. I sang at Lake Lakewood Church.
I like this guy. I like him too.
And I really liked his dad. His dad was nice and really a word guy. A lot less into the whole prosperity self-help thing. I'm not into that.
Well, I think we need.
There's nothing wrong with having a great attitude.
Hold on. Dr. Peel changed my life with the power of positive thinking. And recently, I bought Success Magazine, and they had because they had a CD in it with Joel Osteen speaking.
Yeah.
And so, Nikki, can we wait till that till we're off the air, please?
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
We're still doing radio here. We're not doing a photo session yet. And everybody, listen,
Well, you've got a photographer walking around.
Yeah, and really, he shouldn't. There's no need to do. People don't. Oh, that's a great. When did you do that? Today?
You send it to me right
Now
now.
Rhett's
Don't
talking
post it.
about
That is,
Send it to me.
and it's in black. That is a cool shot. Let's post that on someone. Send it to me, and I'll put it on my Facebook. Excellent shot. Show up.
Yeah, maybe.
But really,
First I get reviewed.
okay, listen. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to do some business here. Today's broadcast brought to you by Route 60 Hyundai, also by Center for Advanced Eye Care. I'm really, really going to get irritated.
Okay, all right, sorry.
You're
Yes,
having
sir.
a
Yes, sir.
little
Class.
respect. Today's broadcast brought to you by Center for Advanced Eye Care. 5 eye doctors that genuinely care about your eye care. And you're going to need to go see him because you're all going to get black eyes when we get up there. This is the mayor. Who loves you?
Rhett does.
That was good.
Well, I went to see Josephine. She was sitting on the railroad tracks. And she said, get out of town now, don't you ever come back. Well, I don't see Josephine around here anymore. Well, that lady in blue used to be a lady in red. She used to knock all the soldiers dead. But Josephine don't come around here anymore.
I hear you and giving a great interview. This is you.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's the man behind the woman.
we hear that all the time, don't we?
It's the man behind the woman made her successful, they say. Now she's out speaking for 10,000. She gets it every day. Well, Nikki became a star with her books because of Stanford Erickson.
Well, he's already got me.
And now they say she's going to number one.
I hear that brain a burning on the air.
I'll be in the middle. I'm the girl.
You are indeed.
The woman.
The woman.
The woman.
The woman, the myth. Oh, myth!
Hey,
Wait, where's Rhett?
I'm gonna get in this thing.
Come on.
My
Well, now, see,
studio.
you're the tallest, so you have to get
You
behind.
get out here, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
Block-
a church in
block
San
my girth.
Francisco.
You can be the black.
Hallelujah,
wall.
two left in a circle.
All right, here we are.
Thank you.
Okay.
Jeez.
All right,
Oh,
do it now.
light.
It's a parade.
Light.
Yeah, Barbara said the shots we've been taking in the studio lately have too much light in them.
What
Too
about
much
this?
light.
So we can't use them in the magazine, she said.
Why would she say that?
Well, you know what? The detective wants to darken our window. He said, do we mind? Bart said, I don't want him darkening our window. I don't know what to do. Maybe an awning out there?
What do you mean too light? You told me there was. Okay. There you go. Let's see.
I think she's probably referring to the ones we do with the phones, the iPhones.
I would think so. We're doing black and white because we want something different. Rick, can I
Why
have
don't you change
can I
it to
have you-
black and white later? Take it in color.
Oh.
No, because
But
I'm
he's
doing
only
it in a
got black
special.
and
I'm
white
doing a
now. He
special
was in a
effect.
hurry and he didn't go home and get it.
Here we go.
Okay.
Well,
You don't
that's
want
why
black
he's-
and white, Red?
I want black and white, but I also want color.
Oh, here we go.
Give me both.
Okay, I can't because I have it in raw and.
Yeah.
But I have a special. I've worked on this all day yesterday because the black and whites we
Really?
just need some. Yeah. Yeah, this thing you have to program it. Oh yeah. See, when you see these red, you won't want color.
He's an artist.
It actually is.
Well, he studied in San Francisco, Art Institute.
Well, that's when I was a punk rocker. 2nd and a Thirkle. Yeah, there were 24.
Oh, okay.
There were 24 women to every straight guy in San Francisco.
But you do colors now.
Which one were you?
No. I have it
before
done
Dennis
in raw and
Joplin
JPEG, so I can
died.
change.
Huh?
I was with Janis Joplin the night before she died.
Really?
She was as drunk as could be on her
Yeah.
Southern Comfort. And the next morning she committed suicide.
You were with
Yeah,
her?
so like so was alcohol, I mean, like was it alcohol poisoning, she had too much to drink, or did she do it on purpose, or was it pills and alcohol?
It was probably pills and alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, like, she's also a junkie, right?
Yeah, she was drinking a lot.
I got the Vanity Fair magazines.
Oh my
You wouldn't
God,
believe the
yeah,
photo-
I mean, what a
photo
unique,
sessions
even
there.
now, like you hear and go,
I've got the
well,
Wall Street
here's
Journal
Janis
magazine.
Joplin.
Well, it's
I've got
it's
top
she's
photography
like
at
that.
Vanity Fair
She
anymore.
Oh,
has
yeah.
same kind of voices.
No, I get it for free at the library.
Only, you know,
I've
like,
got this month.
Well, he
you know,
means it's
raspberry
amazing.
and- oh,
Best
yeah,
photographer
yeah.
in
I
the
mean,
world.
so distinct.
I'm looking at
She's
all
only
of the work
37
now.
years
I'm
old.
sorry,
Gosh, I
I'm
know, it's
studying.
so sad.
Well, anything.
But you know,
Creative
under certain laws, I
giant.
mean, you
Well, I
can't
wasn't
buy
anxious
it.
to be here.
There is $1. I'm not giving you that.
The body can't take that.
I know you have the secret stash.
No, I did. Actually, maybe you, the guy took it out. Somebody took that out of there.
Nancy.
Well, that's why you actually got your cameras
So
inside your house.
have you had
Yeah.
Stanford on before?
Oh, yeah, many times.
Oh, yeah.
That is so amazing.
Oh, we gotta move this back. Photographer act. Okay, thank you. So, before we knew that Nikki was coming in, why did I have you on the show today? There was some reason.
You asked me, you said you want to talk about something, maybe Dr. Tim.
Maybe it was what was going on. I don't know.